So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Rumpelstiltskin, 1987. I love the book. I love the movie. This one's got Amy Irving from The Fury, and she was also in Carrie. Clive Revill, who was in Empire Strikes Back. Priscilla Pointer, who also came back from Carrie. And Billy Barty, who was in a ton of movies. Don't ask me which ones. He's a familiar face. He plays Rumpelstiltskin, of course, and he's the reason to watch. It's about a miller's daughter. Miller keeps bragging around town that his daughter, Amy Irving, is able to spin gold out of hay or straw, whichever the case may be. So the king gets wind of this. The king is already greedy, sucking up the miller's guts, feeding off the guts of the miller like a blood-sucking ghoul by imposing taxes. He just hires his professional hitman to go there and pick up the miller's stuff, whatever he's grinding, wheat or flour or whatever. So the king can't get enough. He's a greedy, avaricious son of a bitch. Played quite well by the aforementioned Clive Revill, as it were. So the characters are way over the top. The music is obviously lip-synced, because I know Amy Irving can't sing. She can. I apologize. But there's no way all these actors can sing so well, or at least half as well as, say, professional singer. So I didn't dig the singing too much, but I did like Rumpelstiltskin. Billy Barty plays the silliest, craziest Rumpelstiltskin that you can imagine. He's quite funny, actually. He's the only funny character in this flick. A lot of the other characters make jokes that aren't funny, but anyway, I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Basically, the king gets wind of Amy Irving's ability to make gold out of straw or hay, whichever the case may be. So he goes hires his henchmen to go fetch her. Meanwhile, the prince, the king's son, is madly in love with Amy Irving's singing skills, I guess, and he wants to marry her. But he kind of keeps it a secret that he's the prince. They just call him a guard and call him by his first name. So that was kind of interesting play on Rumpelstiltskin. You're not allowed to say Rumpelstiltskin's name. Otherwise, he disappears into a crevice down, presumably sinks down to the underworld where he belongs, supposedly. So Amy Irving is panicking. She knows she can't make gold out of straw. The king thinks she can, and he's hella greedy. So Rumpelstiltskin magically appears out of thin air the first time, He asks for her necklace. She gives it to him. He turns the straw into gold. The king wants more gold. And meanwhile, Rumpelstiltskin loses the gold necklace. So he's equally as greedy as the king. Comes back for more on the second attempt. She gives Rumpelstiltskin her gold ring. He loses that, and he makes more gold for the king. The king wants more. He says the rule is 3 times, 3 strikes, or I should say 3 home runs, and you get to marry my son. That kind of thing. So unbeknownst to her lover boy, the so-called guard or Bill or whatever his name is, the prince, who's actually the prince, is waiting there for her to spin the gold. The annoying queen, played by Priscilla Pointer, hires a girl spy. I don't know if it's her daughter, but maybe it is. She's a mute. She can't speak. So she's hired to spy on Amy Irving. And Rumpelstiltskin shows up. Amy Irving says, "I have nothing left. He took everything." And Rumpelstiltskin says, "Well, if you marry the prince, then I'll just take your first baby," which is more in line with the actual story from the Brothers Grimm. Great story, by the way. So Rumpelstiltskin manages somehow, with a broken foot, after he lost his ring, to spin the gold one more time for the king. An enormous amount of gold. The king is overjoyed with greed and lust and avarice. It's a lazy king who likes to snore in bed, by the way. So he's got what he wants, a material thing. And meanwhile, Rumpelstiltskin is trying to snatch away that baby of hers. But he says if she can guess his name, then she can have the baby back. And by then, Amy Irving knows who the prince is. It's her dream boy, the guard Bill or whatever his name is. So they get married. They're happy. They have a child. Amy Irving doesn't want to give up the kid. At the same time, she fails at every attempt to guess Rumpelstiltskin's name, since it's such an uncommon name. And that's about where the story ends. I don't want to spoil the plot or tell you how it ends, but anyway, great flick. It's the first of the canon movie tale. It's kind of like, I guess, on par with fairy tale theater, that kind of stuff. With Shelley Duvall, all the famous actors who were in that. So yeah, it's about on that level, I'd say. Pretty cool flick. Didn't gross much money, but apparently it was enough for them to continue making these rated G type kids movies. So I would recommend it highly for both kids and adults. Great fairy tale. Rumpelstiltskin is a great movie, so check it out. What else can I say about this? I guess it was filmed in Israel, if I'm not mistaken. Rumpelstiltskin. Let's see if there's any more tidbits I can give you on this. Oh, here it is. Oh, Amy Irving's brother, David Irving, directed this. Interesting. And Priscilla Pointer is Amy and David Irving's mother. No wonder they were both in Carrie. Interesting. Yeah, it was shot in Israel, like I said. I'd like to check out the fairy tale theater version of this. I guess I'll add it to my Netflix queue if I can. Just kind of one of those one-off things, just to kind of compare and contrast with this version of it. There's got to be at least 5 versions of Rumpelstiltskin that I want to see. So I'm going to add that to my Netflix queue later.